Hello students, so today I'm going to teach you chapter 9, that is more about clothes. So up to chapter 8 I already given you the PDF and the videos, all the things. So I think that up to chapter 8 all the things are clear to you all. So today I'm going to start chapter 9, that is more about clothes. In this chapter basically we are going to study about clothes. So we all know that clothes is important for us, okay, and all people have some basic needs. So what are the basic needs? First one is that food, and then shelter, and then clothes. So as why we need food? As we already taught you in the previous chapters that food provides us energy to do work, and without food we cannot survive. And clothes and shelter protect us from changing weather condition like that, heat, cold, rain, some insects, some wild animals, these all things, okay. So now we are going to study one by one in deep that how clothes protect us from changing weather and in which weather condition we wear which type of clothes. That's very simple and easy, okay. So now your first topic is that clothes our need. We all know that we all need clothes to cover our body, okay, and it also protects us from the changing weather, okay. So people living in different countries, they wear different types of clothes depending on the weather condition that where they are living. Like that, some people lives in the weather condition, very hot weather condition, so they wear what type of clothes. Some people lives in a very humid, means that cold weather condition, so what type of clothes they wear. So these all we are going to study. So first thing is that depending on the weather conditions and the people where the people lives, they wear different clothes. So what are the different clothes? First one is that cotton clothes, second one is that woolen clothes, and third one is that rainy clothes. Rainy clothes means that some are of the clothes that we wear in rainy season, okay. So now it also protects us from heat, cold, wind, and rain and insects also, okay. So that's why clothes is very important for us. So we wear means that the people who lives in a hot climate, hot weather condition, what type of clothes they wear? They wear cotton cloths, okay. Why they wear cotton cloths? Because cotton cloths protect us from sun, okay, and it just absorb our sweat and it keep us cool. So cotton cloth is very light and it absorb our sweat, and it means that we feel very cool when we wear cotton cloths, and comfortable also, because we all know that in summer season a lot of sweating and all the things that we have to face due to very means that the heat of the sun. So that's why we wear cotton cloths, because it protects us from the sunlight also, and it absorb our sweat of our body, and it also keep us cool, okay. So now, and we wear raincoats when we go out to the rain, means that whenever we are going out and it's raining, so what type of clothes we wear? We wear a raincoat because it helps to keep our clothes dry that we wear inside the raincoat, and we use gumboots also because it helps us to keep our lower, like that, our things to dry, and it helps us to protect us from rain, okay. So now we also know that air also means that the air which are in our surroundings, that also contain dust, okay. So clothes also protect us from dust and insects bite too. Now we know that this means that whenever we go outside, then this dust just settle on our clothes, and whenever we come out to our home, then we can see that in our collars and in our stuff of the means that arms, we can see that there are a layer of germs that is a little bit black type, okay. So that is the germs, okay. So we should always means that wash our clothes very properly, and after that we should iron them, okay. So these all are the things. Now in ancient times, people used to cover their bodies, as we all know that, and you all studied also in your SST that in ancient time people used to cover their body with the help of the bark of the trees and big leaves, animal skin and fur. These all help them to cover their bodies. So gradually they learn to make fabrics from fibers and stitch them into various types of dresses. Means that, so now basically that what help us to make cloths, okay, from which things we make the cloths, so that is fiber. Okay, so fibers, but there are how many fibers and there are how many types of fibers, so that I will teach you. So what we studied that here, that we wear cotton cloths which absorb sweat and protect us from the heat of the sun. We wear raincoats when we go out in the rain, and we wear woolen cloths when it colds. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you that there are how many types of fibers and how we make cloths using fibers. So the thing that there are two types of fiber. First one is that natural fiber and second one is that synthetic fiber. Synthetic fiber is also known as man-made fiber, as it is clear by the name that natural fiber. It means that it provided by the nature, means that like the plants and animals. Synthetic fiber or man-made fiber, it is also clear by the name that it is made by man. Okay, so that's very simple and easy. So first one is that natural fiber. So as the name suggests that the fiber contains from nature called natural fiber. So what are the natural fibers? First one is plants, second one is animals. So as you all studied in your previous classes also, that plants give us many things like that, cotton, jute, these all things, and the fibers that the animals give us, like that silk give us wool, okay, silk give us silkworm. So these all are the examples that plants give us these fibers, okay, and from these all we prepare dresses, various types of dresses. So as the name suggests that these fibers are obtained from either plants or animals. So what are the examples of natural fiber, like that cotton, jute, flax, hemp or plant fiber? Now, so on the other hand, wool and silk, these all are animal fiber. So these all are very simple, and from first class also you studied about that silk give us silkworm, silk give us wool. These all are very simple and common things that we studied in every classes. Means that little bit deep in this class, but in the previous classes we also studied about these all. So now dresses made up of cotton, as we all know that some cotton dresses, that frocks and half pants or all shirts, okay, these all are made up of cotton, and that make us comfortable, and that absorb our sweat and keep us cool. Okay, now some other things, some other dresses that are also made up of hemp, and some other dresses that are also made up of wool. Especially we wear woolen cloths in winter season, and we all know that, like that the examples of the dresses that are made up of wool, like that sweaters, mufflers, socks, these all things that keep us warm. Okay, because we all know that in winter season we all need to keep our body warm. That's why we wear that type of cloth that keep us warm from inside. Okay, so now these all are the things, and silkworm give us silk. From silk we all know that we made saris from silk. So as your mother have that type of sari that is made up of silk. Okay, so these all are the examples of natural fiber, and the name of some dresses that made up of these natural fibers. Now second one is synthetic fiber. As I already told you that synthetic fiber is also known as man-made fiber. Okay, so what are the examples of synthetic fiber? That's very simple, and I think that so many of you know about this also, that the examples of synthetic fibers. So in our shops and in your home also you can see that there are so many examples of synthetic fiber, that type of various dresses you have. Okay, so they are just, means that synthetic fiber is not so much good, because we all know that natural thing is good for us. Okay, but many of us use that synthetic fiber. So synthetic fiber are the man-made fibers and do not occur in nature. Okay, so what are the examples? Nylon, rayon, lycra and polyester are some examples of synthetic fibers, and these are prepared by artificially and possess various qualities. These also have some qualities. So what are the qualities that synthetic fiber have? That they are waterproof and stretchable, and wrinkle free means that mostly in our cotton cloths what we have to do, we have to iron it regularly. If we not iron that one, it just becomes stringed and so many wrinkles on that we can see. But synthetic fiber we don't have to iron so much because it is wrinkle free. But there is means that we all know that the things that have some benefits, that have some loss also. So what are the things that these type of synthetic fiber, they do not give us such type of comfort that cotton cloths give us, that natural fiber give us. So that type of comfort synthetic fiber don't give us. Okay, so that's why there are some benefits also, and the things that we also don't like, that this type of synthetic fiber, that these all are okay, it's okay that these all are wrinkle free and these all are waterproof, stretchable, but these all are not so much comfortable. So synthetic fiber have their drawbacks also. So what are the drawbacks? That I already told you that they do not absorb sweat as they are waterproof and they catch fire easily. So whenever your mother or anyone of you have doing something in kitchen, so just suggest them to wear cotton cloths. Don't wear synthetic fiber because it catches fire. It catches fire easily, and it may be that anyone will burn. Okay, so you have to suggest your mother or anyone of your family member whenever they are using synthetic fiber and they are working in the kitchen, so you can suggest them to wear cotton cloths. Okay, so we can also identify the culture of a person from the clothes worn by him or her. As we go to visit any other place, or we go to is that any in any vacation we go to visit any other cities. Okay, so when we saw anyone wearing clothes, then we can easily find out that from which culture he or she belong. Okay, so what are the dresses worn by any person, we can easily identify that from which culture he belongs. Okay, so similarly we can identify the profession or job also. Now as you all know that all professional persons, all jobs, is that the person which are doing different jobs, they have to wear different types of clothes. So they have different dresses. So now you can see in our in our society also that doctors, they have to wear apron. Okay, lawyer, they have to wear a black coat and this one. So every profession have their own dresses. Okay, so we can easily identify that the profession also, that which are done by his or her from the clothes. So up to here that I taught you in this video, and you have to go through the video and understand this chapter up to here. In the next video I will teach you that what are the cloths and what are the cultures that we can identify from which type of cloths. Okay, and cloths and profession means that from which type of profession, which type of cloth they wear and from which profession they belong. We will study about that. So go through the video, understand this all. This is a very small chapter, so that's why this is your first part of your video, and next I will make one video also, and the topics that I will cover in that video: cloths and culture, cloths and profession, and taking care of cloths.